Well, good morning, good evening, wherever you may be. Welcome to Game Brigade. I am so glad to have you here. Right now, it is 1 a.m., and it has been a hot minute since I have made a board game related video. And I wanted to make one because it's been so long. I have been on vacation. I have been with my daughter with her birthday. My brother is visiting from France. It's just been a chaotic mess. And I've got a board game retreat that we're going to on Friday, so in about a day. And I'm going to be gone for the whole weekend. So I'm like, man, I'm still not going to be able to get a video out. But I wanted to post one today because a special package arrived today. And I want to show you guys what I got. So here we go. These games, first off, there's kind of a funny thing with some of these games. The first one I picked up was Xia Legends of the Drift System. And I believe this is from 2014 is when this released, and I believe it was a Kickstarter as well. This is a spacefaring game where players will be playing as a captain, and they're trying to become the most famous as they go on missions and complete different types of things. And it is a sandbox game. I don't have a sandbox game in my collection. And this is a game I've heard many, many good things over the years, and it's been incredibly difficult to find. And I found a gentleman on Facebook Marketplace selling this out of Florida, so across the entire country. And the game looked very, very good. So I was very interested in picking it up because, you know me, I am a collector. I am a board game enthusiast, and this channel is about board gaming lifestyles and being a part of the fandom. And so this was something I have been looking forward to picking up. I always like having things. Now, I don't believe this is a full collection. I haven't gone through any of these games. I haven't actually looked. In fact, we can open it up and kind of take a look and see what this looks like inside. Wow. Okay, well, so he's got a printout. I'm not sure what this is. It's got some revision history things. I'm not sure what that is. Oh. Okay. He's got, on the inside label, it says +1 of each color marked sleeved cards complete. So that's great. So this guy that I bought it from seemed to be kind of a collector as well. And this actually has a custom insert, it looks like. He's got some foam core placed in here. Okay, so 2 layers of foam core. Okay, and then we got some of the tiles and the component. Now this is obviously not, this doesn't look as good. This is kind of beat around. But we do have those sleeve cards that he talked about. And looks like he's taped some of these components down. So here you guys can take a look and see what I'm kind of taking a look at here. Now, I don't know how this is supposed to be organized, what's in here, the overall way this should look. So I'll go through this later, but it looks very, very nice. I think he did a good job at taking care of this. And when I'm buying things from other collectors, I like to see that the game has been well taken care of, because that is obviously one of the benefits, one of the boosts. So here is the first game, Xia Legends of a Drift System. But that's not all. I always got to make sure that the back and the front. Okay, so this is oriented towards me. Okay. So not only did I pick this up, though, because I like to try to have it all whenever I'm buying games. One of probably my biggest downfall is that I like to have everything. So he also had this, an expansion, Embers of a Forsaken Star. This looked basically brand new in the photos. The cover art looks great. It feels really good, too. So let's take a look and see what this one looks like. Okay. All right, so we got some of the ship components. You know what this reminds me of? There was a PC game. Oh, man. FTL, Faster Than Light. A 8-bit PC game, and your ships looked nearly identical. I'd almost say IP infringing now that I've seen this. But I feel like Faster Than Light came out in 2013. I watched it during my first divorce. Now you guys know more about me than you probably ever knew. So this actually says unpunched complete. So unpunched. Let's take a look. Solo rules. Component list. Aha. We have an unpunched expansion. That is frickin' cool. I am so excited for that. Unpunched. The only problem with that is sometimes when I have unpunched copies of games, like I have a Forbidden Stars, which I haven't shown you guys. Maybe I should have just shown you guys anyways. I picked up Forbidden Stars about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, and it's also unpunched. And now I'm like, man, I don't want to open it up because it's like a pristine copy. But you know, I want to play the game too. The next part of the Xayah was this: Missions and Powers. This is a 54-card mini expansion that adds 21 new ship abilities and 32 missions. And this is also sealed, so that's brand new, never been opened. So this was first part of the lot. I picked up Xayah, and I've been looking forward to this. I've had a lot of friends talk about this game, and now it's part of my collection, and I own it, and I'm very happy about that. The next game, what the hell, Brian? You already own this game. Why'd you buy this again, you dof? World of Warcraft, the board game. I've talked about this game. It sits up there on my shelf. It's one of my grail games that I own. That one of the things that I never would sell. But now I own 2 of them. We'll talk about why in just a second. You probably already know why, but we'll talk about it in a second. This, I knew there was things with this one. So, okay. So, the gentleman has his sticky in the inter as well. And this is what I knew about this. It says, missing... we are missing a green murloc, a blue spider or something. Well, maybe it's missing something. Maybe it's just missing one thing. Maybe it's just missing the gold because he's crossed things out. And this is really interesting. I've never seen anyone do this before. This is a scan of the components list in the manual. And I do this too, but not to this. And this is great. What he's done here is he's gone through the components list and he checks what the game has. Does it have the rulebook? Yes. Does it have the game board? Yes. This includes 120 plastic figures. And he goes through, and then when he sees something was missing, he puts only 7 or whatever. And then with like the money, it says 138 gold tokens, only has 110. Whenever I buy a used collection, I always go through it. I want to make sure I know if it's complete, because I can't trust other people's ability to take care of their things. And unfortunately, people don't care for things at the same level that I care for my product. But what I normally do is I just have the rule book there, and I just kind of, okay, and then I find it, and I put it in a baggie, and I put it to the side. I don't actually mark it off or notate, because obviously you don't want to ruin your rule book. This allows you to notate and mark without damaging your rule book, so that's great. I'll need to verify, because obviously this list is different from what is in this. So I want to make sure I know exactly what it's missing. And if it's just the gold, I don't know. I mean, like 110 gold, I could probably find gold tokens in that I have that I could just replace with it. So we'll see. We'll see. But why would I buy this game? I already own this game. Well, that's a great question. Let's show you why. One of the things I've been looking for a long time, one of my grail games I've been looking for, as well as these, is StarCraft, the board game, as well as the Warcraft expansions. And this guy had the Warcraft expansions. This is the Shadow of War expansion. Kind of triggering me because they are not facing the right direction. There's a reason why I like to have them facing the right direction, because when they're on the back here and I'm like reading the back, I want to explain something, I want to make sure I'm not doing this. Jesse from Quackalope had a really bad period about a year ago where he constantly had his games upside down. I'm like, Jesse, come on, just check. But to make sure I do that, I always like to make sure the backs and the fronts are that way. So I'm calling Jesse out because it's so easy just to check to make sure it's forward facing, or right side up rather. Anyways, Shadows of War expansion. I have been looking for the Warcraft expansions for that game just so that I can have the complete collection. This gentleman did not want to split his copies. He didn't want to have just the base game. He wanted to sell everything as one. I understand that. I will just have to sell this base copy myself on my own. But I was able to get this one. So this is the Shadows of War expansion. Let's see if he has any notations in here. So his says complete, which is great. I'm still going to verify it. Plus, so he actually did the same thing. He's got the printout here which are the markings, which is great. I don't really care for the way this is organized in here. It looks like an absolute mess. So I'm going to go through and just organize that in my own time. But that's that. And the last thing I picked up in this purchase, the next expansion. Same thing. It's freaking upside down. Was the Warcraft board game, the Burning Crusade expansion. And this is one, both of these expansions have been so incredibly hard for me to find, and I finally got it. There was a time a couple of months ago, maybe I lied, maybe 2 years ago, that a guy locally was selling StarCraft, and he also had the Warcraft expansions. And I was like, oh man, I should jump on that, and I didn't. I delayed a day. And then I went back to him the next day. After the day, I went and said, I need to buy those because I'm never going to find them again. And he sold them. And I said, if I never again will I let these games escape from me if I have the opportunity to pick them up. And the fact that I was able to get not only the two things that I've been hunting for so long, I was able to pick up another game that I've been wanting in my collection for a long time. And so, yes, it was expensive. Yes, the shipping was expensive, but I'm not going to argue with that because I understand that's the cost of doing business and that's the cost of getting the things that I want to complete my collection and to have a great time. So I really thank the gentleman who took care of these products. He did a great job. Probably one of the best experiences I've had selling or buying board games online. Very, very excited for adding these things to my collection. And if you are looking for the Warcraft board game base game, I've got a copy here just for you, and we'll figure out a way to make sure those gold tokens are somewhat complete for you. Anyways, this is Brian from Game Brigade. I hope you guys enjoyed this rambling collection update video. I hope it finds you well. I will talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.